Yeah, I had gotten a chance to check it out a little bit, but I didn't want to do too much so that way I could see all the other features that y'all had going on.
Yeah, great. So now we are in the base. Rodrigo just upgraded some stuff that obviously in the game would be locked for you to unlock it as you progress. So yeah, he has set it so he can use advanced items and so. And now he's picking his team. Again, braces same way would be locked, and you would unlock different soldiers as you progress. So yeah, he's now choosing whichever he prefers, and you can also change their names if you want. So if you have a bird or a cat, you can name it. And now we will dive into the ruins. We are going to play the second biome of the game. The game has like 3 biomes and a boss at the end of each. This is a blueprint machine where you can craft your weapons, accessories, items, and perks. Perks work the same way as they do in Call of Duty, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And then items, you can use it on combat and then outside of it as well. And then weapons, as we said, same way. You would probably unlock them as you progress, but for now, for the sake of the demo, we have unlocked some of those. And Rodrigo, who has played the game a lot, already knows what's he's choosing. So he's equipping some grenades, some medkits for him to be able to use it as he needs. And that would be like the setting for us to go on the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Into the ruins, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, so the core loop of the game is you go into the ruins, fight tons of enemies, farm Entium, which is the main currency of the game.
Craft, and find blueprints.
Yeah, and once you get defeated, because you will get defeated many times, you will go back to the base, and with all that Entium that you have scavenged, you will be able to upgrade your base, buy better weapons, and start with a stronger team for your next run, so you can reach even further away on your consecutive runs.
So how many different,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna ask. So how many different blueprints can people anticipate, being able to acquire, and also the type of enemies that they might be running into, or at least the kind of enemies that you guys incorporated?
Yeah, so first of all, it's important to say that the ruins are procedurally generated. So every room is like handcrafted, and the enemy's design and room design is handcrafted for you to have a fair and beatable experience. But then we do have a lot of replayability there, because you have more than 100 plus items and accessories and all that. Wow. You have 6 to 7 like weapon types. It's a shotgun, pistol, rifle, rocket launcher, grenade launcher, flamethrower, and so. And then you have 3 type tiers for weapons, like basic, advanced, and demon. And you will get those as loot as you progress, and you will be able to craft them as well as you find the blueprints and advance, upgrade your base for you to be able to build them.
Wow, it's really cool. What kind of inspirations did you guys take from to help you figure out the setting for the runes, the settings, or not so much the setting, but the different weapon designs and the different enemies? What helped inspire you to create these different characters in different levels?
So first of all, we knew, which we still don't know if that was a good idea or not. We will see, but we didn't want to go classic marine guy with a rifle. Mm-hmm. So that's why we chose to make it animals, for us to be able to link them to their playstyle as well. So Rhino will be tanky. He will do the dirty stuff, and he will take hits. For Crow to be able to stand outside of range and use the sniper. So that was a little bit of us trying to give the characters a little bit of personality. And then we knew that we wanted to create something that we could use. We wanted to create something and then hide it from the player narratively, and then for the player to be able to discover. similar to what Attack on Titans does. For example, if you check that anime, like narratively, is something happening here, and little by little you have to put the pieces together. So all the narrative in the game is told by these pieces of diaries and papers that you find when you explore the ruins, and then you have to put the pieces together by reading different point of views from people in the past, the first riders that explored the ruins, for you to be able to understand what happened, why there was a civilization here and there is no one now. And then, like gameplay-wise, we obviously took inspiration from games like XCOM, like classic tactical shooters, and then roguelikes were like the other half of the spectrum, right? So yeah, games like Mario and Rabbids were really useful for us to understand how should we create a not that hardcore of an XCOM, so now he just found something in the ground that's something interesting as well that makes you, keep your eyes open.
So this over here is a button. You can find different types of buttons around the ruins that are somehow linked to a certain door that we might encounter, and these doors contain different types of puzzles that you will have to try to figure out in each run which puzzle it is and how you need to solve it by activating and deactivating the buttons. And behind the door, there's always a nice surprise. It could be a shop. It could be, for example, also a healing fountain. It's always
a blueprint crafting machine as well.
Yeah. It's always a nice surprise for the player.
And if you fail in the middle of one of these areas you're trying to clear, where how far back are you sent? Like, would you just be sent back to the beginning of the rune, or do you have to go back several runes? What does that look like when you fail, or when you die in one of the rooms?
When you die in any room, there's two types. To completely die, all your raiders have to be knocked out. But if only one raider is knocked out and the fight ends, that raider comes back to life with 1 health point, so you can still continue on with the run and be able to heal him and always have like an extra opportunity. And when you completely fail the run by having all your team wiped out, you are sent back into the base and you need to start from the beginning of the ruins at the highest of the levels and again go down little by little to the furthest point of the ruin.
Characters will level up as well until level 5, where they unlock their ultimate, and then Rodrigo can explain a little bit about what he's doing now because it's related.
Yeah, I kind of went ahead by accident. Sorry. So the other way of upgrading your characters inside each run is by their mastery tree. Each time they level up, you will unlock one of the mastery points, in which you can spend endium cores that you will scavenge throughout the ruins, and each endium core you put in the mastery points will unlock you extra attributes. For example, dogs can launch grenades further away, or the rhinos get 1 point of armor extra, and other bonuses like at level 3 you can get 3 points of armor instead of 2 while using the skill, or for example the ultimate of the crow is that each time an enemy walks through their lines of sight, the crow will attack them and cover your allies. So yeah.
And this is by race, so every race has their own mastery tree, which is not like a tree; it's more like a line. But it's dependent on the race of the rider.
So this is the Crusher.
Oh wow!
It's a pretty unique boss and enemy inside the game, as you will see in a a second. Because throughout this whole fight, the Crusher is going to stay in that position statically, attacking you with uh, ranged attacks.
Okay.
And as soon as you get near to the Crusher, it will be more aggressive and attack you close range too.
Yeah, he's going to make you move with those warnings that pebbles and smoke means that a rock is going to fall there. So you're going to be moving all the time for you to stay safe with your characters, because if he stays there, he's going to faint again. But now he will have a little surprise for you as well. That will probably surprise some players.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out that I'm making this look really easy, but this is because I'm also very experienced. I've tested a lot this game, and I know a lot of the solutions to how enemies work.
Right.
Yeah, how the rooms are puzzled, like the combats are puzzled. So yeah, now the rocks that he threw turn on enemies on your back, and they are like sniper enemies, so they will give you a hard time if you don't take some time to think about them. But Rodrigo, I think, is going to go.
Yeah, I'm going to
all
try
in.
to rush,
Yeah, all in.
rush it down because I've been lucky that I've dealt him a lot of damage, and he hasn't been able to spawn many more sentinels. If you take your time and
Yeah, there's going to be many more. Yeah.
and don't break his shield soon enough, you will have a very hard time with all the sentinels around you
Okay.
while he's in this phase. So I'm going to make sure and finish him off with a grenade, just in case. And 1 Entium core and 500 Entium. And that was the whole demo.
So thank you again for showing us this, and I'm looking forward to the release and for people to get to play this.
Well,
Thanks
great,
for your comments, man.